Guess who shops at Lidl? So what I think is, we'll have a look at this, we'll build it and finish it, and I'm not going to lie, quite looking forward to this one. Roll credits. Right, so let's get down to building this. So a quick look at the box. Obviously really excellent artwork on the front, as we've come to expect from Airfix nowadays. Really do like this. I've always said a really nice box art can sell you a kit, what it can be anyway. You get a good sort of view with it being a pair. You see the underside, you can see the side semi underside, paints included. You know the drill for these little kits. Little bit of info, another side view, and turn it the right way. The paint scheme on the back, which is going to be interesting, but I'm sure I can pull this off. It's going to test my masking techniques, let's put it that way. So let's get, well, I say let's get this thing opened. I have already opened it. So what's in there? Let's just, well, sounds a little bit more space. There you go, a bit more light on the subject. I had to turn some of these lights off because with this box being so shiny, all you could see was the lights reflected back at you. As you can, as I move this light back into position, you can see what I'm talking about. So, of course, we get the paints. May or may not use them, don't know yet. There should be a brush in there. Yeah, I can see it. That's all. Umbral number 2. These are really nice brushes. I've got a whole bunch of them. You can see how many, all those black ones. You can see how many starter kits I've bought over the years that are like this, with the amount of brushes there are in that tub. So that can go in the tub for now. And the plastic all sealed up in its bag. Instrucciones. Was that it? Yes, it was. So this can go to the side. It looks like the exterior painting. So let's see what we've got. Scissors somewhere, crash bang wallop. Here come the scissors. They aren't massively sharp. Oh, here you are. Alright, mind your fingers. Okay, the eagle has landed. Put that out of the way of small children. Okay, we've got 2 sprues, 3 sprues including the transparency, which can go out of the way safe. Now, does this kit build into a nice Folland Gnat? Well, actually, yeah, it does. The reason I can be very confident in that is because in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. Another, that's another little one, I do believe. I Can't remember when the when Lidl was selling this version. But yeah, same kit, different scheme. In fact, somewhere I've got another set of these tanks, because this is the exact same sprues as you get for this one, but obviously it doesn't use the underwing tanks. So we'll put that out of the way. Put those safe over there for a second. Pop you. Ooh, oh, don't forget those. Lovely set of decals, transfers. And if you're going to keep telling me how to pronounce decals in the comments, I will just start calling them stickers for a bit of a laugh. Doesn't say, but I would assume these are potentially cartograph. Right, let's have a look at the box. Yes, they are. So the decals, transfers, all safe as asses. Right, info on the aircraft. Let's mention that the Gnat can be appreciated today by airshow fans, and I have in fact seen a Gnat at an airshow a few years ago. I can't remember, it wasn't flying, it was on the display line, so I had a good old close-up look around it, and it was kind of then I thought, you know, this is a very nice aircraft. And at that point, it was that long ago, I do believe this wasn't out. The only kit of the Gnat that was available, if you could get it, was the old tool Airfix one, which I have built. I have got one of those somewhere. Obviously, it's this one's a lot better. So yes, what we got? 27 construction steps. One thing I am noticing, doesn't say anything about nose weight. Can't see it. It's got the icon for nose weight there, so I might have missed it in the first run through. Looking at these, I am not seeing it. Maybe it doesn't need a nose weight. Let me just. So that one sits fine. I'm looking at where the wheels are. I wonder if it does need nose weight. That doesn't feel like it's got a nose weight on. So I can always put something in there, a little bit of something in there, a little bit of lead, just to be sure. Okay, you can go back up there safe. Right. So I would say, oh, that's it then. Let's get this folded around. Let's start slamming it together. As usual, I started with the cockpit. Or perhaps not. So what I've done, I've got the 129 out. I'm going to go through all of these sections and everything that wants 129 on it, I'm going to put 129 on it. So where do we start? 26B. Having built this kit before, you'd think I'd be a little bit more familiar with the layout of the sprues, but it's been a while. 129 26B, sprue B, part 26. See what this does. Right. That's not covering too fantastical at all. So we've still got the 129. Let's go down. So I need to what part is that? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to liberate the fuselage from the sprue. Now for my Christmas, before you all start, I am getting a really nice pair of sprue cutters. Metal tool, Santa's bean. Watch there's a aerial on there I don't want to lose. So Santa's bean. I'm afraid this is how I'm going to have to deal with it. With my trusty axe blade. So that's that. Intakes 5 and 6, are we? Yes, 5 and 6. So what we want to do is make sure we're putting the right intake on the right part of the fuselage. So that's 11B, which is that side. And that is intake number 6, which is right there. Which won't half be fun to get off this. I cannot wait for the new sprue cutters. This will make life a heck of a lot easier. Like that, I'm zooming. Okay, Carpet Monster 1, fail nil. Oh, poop. Right, back in a minute when I found that. Okay, we are back in the room. Now, you may have that video you've just seen, that little bit you've just seen where I dropped the part, at this point was a couple of days ago. Now it seems I've watched another video of a build of this kit, and they had the same problem in that part 6B, this intake when you take it off the sprue, it leaves a little knob of plastic sort of there, which then means it doesn't fit, but it looks like it's supposed to be there, and it kind of matches up with that sort of illustration there. Anyway, cut it off, stuck it on, and it's all nice. Little bit of a departure from the instructions at this point. I put the cockpit floor in, the bulkhead, painted over the side walls, a little bit of a very light wash, same on both sides, just to bring it out there. So the next, what am I going to do? That's all nice and dry and solid, so I can put part 9B seating and the joysticks and assemble the rear. No, that'll be the rear seat. Anyway, what we're going to do, best if I show you on there, we're going to do that, we're going to do that, and we're going to do that, and that, and that. So now that mystery is cleared up, this build can go storming onwards. And storm onwards we did do. So we've got the focus, focus. Got the instrument panels in there, and the decals, the seats, the joysticks. So all I need to do now is get the pilots painted, get them stuck in. And we can close the fuselage and carry on. Right, so that's the pilots in there, and then into positions. I just painted them quite basically. Green uniform, brown straps, black accents, white helmets, bit of flesh, and a light grey wash. I didn't bother doing the feet because you ain't going to see them. There we go. Cool, so we can get the two sides of the fuselage together. And then pretty much finish the build. And I almost forgot, and I've just done it now. Before I put the two halves together, I've just put a couple of bits of lead right in the very front of the nose, and I can feel the weight of that. So does it? The other one still feels like it hasn't got any weight in, so that's probably going to do a job. So I can now get the fuselage halves together and finish building it. If you're wondering, the lead I've used is actually, where are you? It's just offcuts of roofing lead like this. You can cut them, you probably see all these bits there, like you can trim it to shape with scissors or a blade. It will cut. I mean, I can literally do it right now. It's so soft. A blade like that just goes straight through it, so you can easily cut it to shape. And all these little shavings, if you did want to, you can kind of put them in smaller spaces just to pack it out. I mean, there is no space in there if I'm going to be brutally honest, but maybe you could shove a bit between the floor and that, but it would be tricky to be fair. But I think we're all good. I don't think we've got a tail sitter. So as I say, we'll carry on with the build. Alrighty, we are ready to put the wings on. Now, I've had to fettle this. Got the under part there. I've done part 22. We're up to part 3. This just drops on there, but as you can see, when I first tried to do it, it was kind of like that. So I've had to shave a lot of plastic off there and off the wings just to get it to lower down to match. And even then, there's still a little bit of a lip there, but if you press it down, it will go in, so that should be okay when I do stick it. Now, another thing I've just actually noticed is, and I've been building this for what, 5-6 days at this point, even though this is, you know, a sort of one video that you're seeing. I've been working on this on and off, and so 22A, as we know, this version has the drop tanks under the wings. You can plainly see them there, and on there, those are flashed over holes that you have to drill out, which I have done. I don't know if you can quite make them out, but I've just drilled them with a really small drill just to kind of mark where they are, make the holes big enough for the drop tank. But on that note, so here we are, part 25, wings are on, cockpit goes on. 27, no tanks on yet, you may notice. Wait, what? Yeah, there's I've been working on this for 6 days and I've only just realised it doesn't tell you or show you how you put the tanks on. Not really a problem for me, but if you were unaware of this and you'd put the wings together, you would then have to spy out these 2 holes to drill them out for the drop tanks. I mean, basically they just, you know, they go on pretty easily. It's not something very kind of going like that. I do, no, is it? Anyway, not like that, surely. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's simple, and there I am trying to sort of saying, oh, wait a minute. Anyway, yeah, this it doesn't actually show you how to use the drop tanks or to put the drop tanks on the aircraft fully or at all, which is a little bit strange. I do believe it's not impossible that this instruction set is the exact same instruction set for this version, which obviously hasn't got the drop tanks on. And because the colour schemes are on the bottom of the box, there's no need to, I do believe it's a different version that uses the drop tanks, but they put the same instructions into the box, which I suppose is a cost saving measure, but and it's not a massively hard thing to work out if you are aware of it. which I kind of was. But like I say, I've had these instructions in front of me for nearly 6 days at this point, and it's only now that I've noticed I've realised there's no drop tank instructions. So anyway, that's something to look out for if you're building this same kit. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to build. I've got the fuselage holes fully together. I'm about to put the wings on, then the tailplane, and then the undercarriage doors. Obviously I'm going to leave the little blade antennas and all that kind of thing on till the very last thing. There was one moulded on that went there. It's you can see it in the artwork. That one there, that's actually moulded onto the kit. I bent it a couple of times, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just cut it off and replace it at the end, because if I break it off and I don't see where it's gone, or it will just disappear, and we don't want that, do we? We don't want to give the carpet monster too much food. So right, let's I'll leave it there, and we'll get this thing a bit further on. Right, so here we are. You may have noticed this section of the piece of the wings, I've got the rear part nicely lined up and smooth, fairly across, and then I noticed that this part was kind of towing in a little bit. That side was fine, that lines up with where you'd expect it to be, it's all nice. So what I've had to do is sprag it out slightly that way with this bit of sprue, and then clamp it down. I'm going to leave that on for a while and let it all dry, then do this side, and then that should be that for getting these wings on. I do not remember having to do that on the other one, but maybe I did. I just built it, there's no video or anything like that of it. The other thing is, I've been looking for something else, and this turned up from the other one. The original fuel tanks that probably had no instructions on how to use them, but you didn't need them, so it didn't matter. But it is interesting to see the difference in the plastic colour. But apart from that, once those wings are on, I'll get the canopy on, and then we can think about painting, which is where the fun begins.